Guys, welcome to another video. My name is Antonio. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I wanted to make a quick review on a case that I got for my new iPhone 14 Pro Max. I got it in this awesome purple colorway. I did own the 13 Pro Max and I upgraded, and let me tell you, spoiler alert, no major difference other than that notch up on the top. Really guys, it's nothing serious. Let's just put it like that. Seriously, I can't even tell a difference other than that notch. And I guess that's cool. Alrighty, so the case that I want to review here is the OtterBox Symmetry Series Plus here. It's in the clear colorway, as you can see. I kind of opened the box already because I got excited. But I just want to do a quick review on this and answer a couple of questions that people threw into my shorts. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox it for you guys, show you what I like about it in comparison to the Apple clear case that is sold, which I do own and I absolutely hate, but I'll tell you guys why I like this one way better. Alright guys, well, I got some Chick-fil-A on there. That's a party foul. But I already been using this case. I just wanted to show you the unboxing experience. So obviously we have the clear case here. Nothing crazy. Honestly, pretty straightforward. I wish they would make this packaging a little cooler, but you know, you get the deal. So this does come with the MagSafe, which is awesome. So what MagSafe is pretty much the magnets that are on the back of your iPhone, allow you to clip accessories like your Apple Wallet and of course your battery, Apple charger, battery, and the MagSafe charger, that little circle thing. I have all those upstairs, but you know, I just wanted to show you guys. Obviously it works on the iPhone and it does work for the case, which is fantastic. Super easy to clip on. The magnet's super strong. I've never had a case where it's fallen off, and I think it's even sturdier than the iPhone's MagSafe. So that's a big plus here, because as you guys can tell, like, it's definitely not going to slip off of the iPhone, but it definitely slides around super easily, as you can tell. And when we put it on the case, oh yeah, this thing's like, look at that. Oh my gosh, I can't even, yeah, you can't even move it. So awesome. MagSafe approved for sure. This is not coming off, which is a plus, because you don't want to have a case and then next you know it, oh my goodness, that MagSafe sucks. But it's good. It's good on this case. Alright guys, so obviously I really like this case. I would literally give it a 10 out of 10 in my personal opinion. It doesn't add a lot of bulk to your phone, so let's just go ahead and clip it on now. Kind of difficult to put on with one hand, I will say. Holy moly. There you go. That's me putting it on with one hand, but as you can tell, super clean, super minimalistic is what I like too. And obviously it does not cover that purple color of the iPhone, so I really like how I'm able to still see my phone, and I just love it. I think it looks really simple and minimalistic, and I just like the clearness of it. A lot of clear cases sometimes have this like weird like layer to them, but in this I think it looks fantastic. Super straight to the point. It's clear, and then obviously the borders here are a little bit muted in the clearness, so I like that too, because if you have any scratches on the borders, which not any scratches that I can see on this case, like, I've been using it for a while, as you guys can tell, but literally no scratches whatsoever. But I like how it is tinted a little bit on the edges, so that way it hides the scratches more. You do have some branding here. It says OtterBox right there. Kind of hard to pick up here. There we go. But other than that, really minimal branding, which is another thing I love about this case. Other than that being there, there's no other branding, which is fantastic, because there's nothing worse than a lot of branding on your new case and your new iPhone. So if you're looking for a minimal branded case, this is definitely going to be it for you. Alrighty guys, so that's the first pro that I really like about this phone. Minimal branding, and you know, it's a clear case and it's a clear case. That's something I like, because a lot of clear cases, like I said, has some speckling to it or just has some like shininess to it. This is a pretty muted case. As you can tell, it's very simple, very clean, and I also like the pros of it just having minimal branding right there with OtterBox on the side, and then also another pro is the clear casing here that is kind of muted on the sides. You guys can tell. I like that because if any scratches happen, they're going to be harder to notice on the case rather than it being as transparent on the sides as it is on the back. Now, another pro that I do like about it, we just talked about it, was the MagSafe. I think it's fantastic, really strong, stronger than the magnet that you get on your actual iPhone. So that's a big, big plus. The last thing I would say as a pro and why I really love this case is because in comparison to the Apple case, and you'll see pictures of it now, I'll throw it on here, but the Apple case just covers the borders. So it goes all around here, and then it stops. So you don't get this bottom portion, which does make it easy to take it off and on, because obviously you would just bend it back here and then pop it right off. Super easy to take off and on. But that border does start cracking on the Apple case. So take that for a grain of salt. Make sure that you get something like this, like the OtterBox, because I've owned the Apple one and I literally threw it away because it pissed me off so much that since it doesn't have this bottom border here, one, it starts cracking here because obviously that's where your phone's most vulnerable to come off the case. And when I've dropped my phone with the Apple case, because it's susceptible to popping off because this border's not here, it'll land on the ground and the case will be separated from the phone. Or if it lands on the ground and it slightly pops off, then you're gonna get what I got on my 13 Pro Max, which was the one I was using the Apple case for, and it had all these chips on the bottom because it landed on the ground and it did most of its job, but since it was open here, it just left the phone vulnerable in that bottom portion. So I had a couple of edges that were kind of chipped from the cement or whatever surface it landed on because the case wasn't able to protect it there. Now, obviously, this case is my favorite too, just because of the overall coverage that you get. It's really good at shock absorbing any drops and clearly doesn't show any types of wear and tear. I've had it for more than a month now, and as you guys can tell, it looks fantastic. The Apple one also was really clean, no issues other than the border, but as you can tell, since this one is a closed border, it is super easy to keep your phone fully protected from overall drops. And I've dropped it a couple of times, it's never popped out of the case, so I really do like that. It is a really tight gripping case to your phone, which is definitely something that you need for it to be a good case. Now, another thing I really like too is that they do have a surface for the camera. As you can tell, there is a ridge on the camera that does clear it from any types of drops, which is another bonus of this case. A lot of other clear cases don't really have a big lip like this on the camera modules. So I do like how I have that clearance, so when I drop it onto the ground or go like this or anything like that, I don't have to be worried about the cameras getting ruined because of this amazing ridge that does give it some good protection there. Now, another thing that I do like about this case is that unlike other cases that I've used in the past for my iPhone 13 Pro Max, is the buttons. The buttons are super easy to click. No issues whatsoever on the buttons, and that goes for all the buttons here. So super easy to click, very responsive, no issues, no like double clicking issues. It literally feels like I don't have a case on, which is super nice. And also it's really easy just to get in there and turn it from quiet to silent mode to loud. So super easy. Makes it obviously easier with a fingernail, but you could easily get it in there and grab that and change it from silent to loud. So I really like this. But let's jump into the cons of this case, and I have a couple. Alrighty guys, so one con that I do have on this case would be the yellowing. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it definitely is yellowing on the corners, which is kind of frustrating. It happens to every clear case, but it's definitely yellowing, and it's kind of upsetting because I've only owned it for a month. I use hand sanitizers, I clean my hands, and still they yellow. So it's a little easier to see when you have the case off. But here you go. You guys definitely see some yellowing on the sides here. Don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but you can definitely see it in person. And I'm sure you saw it in a couple of shots that it is yellowing. It's kind of frustrating, but hey, it's going to happen with a clear case. That's what happens with clear cases. Now, the other thing that I think is kind of annoying about this case is taking it off and on, because you get the positives or pros of it being such a tight, locked case onto your phone, which is great because obviously when you drop your phone, it's protected, it doesn't fly off like the Apple one does, which I hated. This one's definitely a tight fitting case to your phone, but the only negative about that is putting it on and taking it off. So putting on your phone is kind of annoying. Definitely is a two-handed job. That's what she said. Hey! But you see, I got good practice with it, so it does make it easy. A really good tip is to obviously just pop up one corner, do the other corner, and then do the top all together, just like that. So that makes it super easy to put on. But at first, when I got this case, it was tricky to plop my phone in. And another thing is obviously taking it out. So taking your phone out. So all I do is press the camera modules. So press the cameras, and then you start sliding your phone out like this, and then the case comes off. But initially, I was doing it the wrong way, and I was having some difficulty, like even here, like you see, like, oh, man, it's difficult to take it on and off. But what I'm talking about here is that my screen protector got messed up. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it definitely got messed up. You guys can see that a little bit up above here. There's like a little divot here where my screen protector got a couple air bubbles, because that's where I was pushing to take off the case and then put the case back on. So those air bubbles, because it's so hard to put on the case, those air bubbles started forming because I was pressing against that area, and it just messed up my screen protector, which is kind of frustrating. I was like, oh no, like how the hell did my screen protector get messed up there? But that's because I was always grabbing my phone to take it off through that corner. So just be aware of that. If you do have a screen protector and you are popping this thing on and off a lot, just know that your screen protector might get ruined because you're grabbing one of the corners to push it off. That's why I would press away from the camera modules. So press through the camera modules so that you're not grabbing the screen, because if not, you're grabbing the screen to like pop it off, and it's really hard to pop it off because of how tight it is. Alrighty guys, well that concludes my overall video and review for this OtterBox Symmetry Plus clear case that I got for my iPhone 14 Pro Max. I would rate it a 9 out of 10. It's almost a perfect case. Super happy compared to the Apple case. Super happy to buy this case over any other cases. I've tried multiple different cases, and this is the one that I landed on because it really does protect my phone. It is nice, and I think it just overall for a clear case is exactly what I was looking for. Not bulky at all, like I mentioned, and I really just love the over aesthetic about it, and just able to protect my phone and still show my phone color. So I really do love this case. Now, a couple of people did ask a question. Whoa, I don't know what happened there, but a lot of people did ask what else is in the box. So I'm gonna show you guys. We have, obviously the case came with this paperwork. Nothing crazy. I'm sure it just goes over the materials of the case, maybe some warranty. And then that was pretty much it. It comes with this compatible with 5G sticker or manual piece of paper here. So that's good. Just letting you know that the signal is maximized with the case and won't affect your 5G. So that's awesome. And then obviously No other things inside the box, so it doesn't come with a protective shield or anything else. It's just the case, and that's it. Now, to answer everybody else's other question, whether the case is easy to pop off and on, I would give the pop on and off rating about like a 5 or 6 out of 10. It's not the easiest case to put on and not the easiest case to take off. But of course, I much rather have it that way because it does mean that when I drop my phone, it's gonna stay protected, it's gonna be happy, and not be yelling at me because this case didn't do anything, and then next you know, my phone's flying all over the case, and of course getting scratched. So screw that, and that's why I went with the OtterBox case and not the Apple one anymore. Never doing the Apple one ever again unless they fix the corner edges of that case because it's a nightmare. All right, guys, much love. I appreciate you guys. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure to hit a like and comment down below if you have any additional questions. I'm always happy to answer that. And my name is Antonio. Much love to you guys. Have an amazing week.